What's up guys, Jeff Cavalier, ATHLEAN-X.com. Today we're going to talk about 5 incredibly popular exercises that I'm going to help you to make better by the end of this video. And we're not talking obscure exercises, very popular. We're talking about dips, lunges, Bulgarian split squats, pull-ups, and yes, even a tricep pushdown. Now, let's start with the dip because I want to make an impact right off the bat. You know what a dip looks like. You've done hundreds of them, if not hundreds of thousands of them, depending upon how long you've spent in the gym. The fact is, we can make this exercise better. When I say better, it's not gimmicky. It's better to make it better. We know that we can work our chest in the dip, but we can also do at the end of every single rep that not only will not take away from what you're doing with your chest, but will add to the effectiveness of the exercise, is a dip plus. So with the dip plus, you see what I do at the top of the rep is I don't just hang out there or get ready to descend into my next rep, but I establish a longer contraction on the chest by holding at the top, and then I lift up and tuck my pelvis up underneath me, which instantly activates the abs and the serratus. And we know that the serratus is going to tie into the overall appearance of the chest as well, so it's a perfect complement to what you're trying to do. And all I'm asking is for a little extra lift at the end of every single rep. Again, not going to take away from the effectiveness of the exercise itself. Next up, I mentioned the tricep pushdown, and again, we're going to use science here to make this exercise better. I actually devoted an entire video to this before, but it needs to be shown again because it's that important. We know that when we use a cable for a tricep pushdown, that the line of force is going to be in line with the direction of the cable. And if we're going to maximize the work that the triceps do, that cable should stay perpendicular to your forearm for as long as you can in the exercise. In the beginning of the exercise, it is perpendicular to the forearm, but when you finish, it actually winds up being a lot steeper and more parallel to the forearm. So the work that the triceps are doing in the peak contracted position on a regular pushdown is just not there. But what we can do is institute this rocking tricep pushdown. And what this does is it maintains that perpendicularity of the line, the actual cable itself, to your forearm throughout the entire range. So you can see when I start the movement here, it starts perpendicular to the forearm, and as I rock back, it allows the angle to stay as perpendicular as it's going to get. And you'll notice right off the bat from doing this that your ability to hold the contraction of the tricep is challenged even more, meaning you're going to get more from doing this variation of the exercise. Remember, it's not compromising the integrity of the movement to make it unique. It's adding to the effectiveness of the movement that makes it more worthwhile. Next, we're moving on to the legs, and this is one of my favorite movements you can do anyway. It's the Bulgarian split squat. I like it because it's a single leg movement. It's athletic, but there's one limitation here. It does require an additional balance component that a lot of us may not have. And if you're going to use this exercise to train for strength, because you can, because you're basically loading pretty much 80% on that one front leg, well, we want to take the balance component out of it then in that case, because we want to focus only on the strength overload. And we could do that with the hand-supported Bulgarian split squat. So instead of just doing it free form as I just showed you, you just switch to a positioning here next to a rack, next to something that you could actually just grab onto and hold onto. And again, not to pull myself up, but just to stabilize my body so I'm taking the balance component out of it. Next, we hit the classic pull-up. And you might be thinking, how can you make the pull-up better? Well, we can make the pull-up better because we can actually increase the stretch reflex that we get on the pull-up by just doing something that all of us can do on a single rep of a pull-up, and that is just change the positioning of our pelvis prior to the rep. So we have a twisting pull-up here, and all you have to do is twist in one direction or the other and then pull in that same direction. So if I twist towards the right, as you see me doing here, then what I'm doing is I'm getting a little added stretch reflex on the right side, because as the pelvis turns back to the right and my arm stays in front of me, we're getting more of a stretch on the lat on that side. As soon as we do that, take advantage of that stretch reflex and pull hard with the right arm to try to pull yourself up in that direction. Then we twist to the left and we do the same thing, but now we pull towards the left arm. And again, this asymmetrical pulling here is actually more functional than we usually find ourselves in some situation where we may even have to scale some kind of a wall. We don't usually just pull directly up. We're kind of pulling or favoring one arm or the other depending upon the orientation of our body. So I would even argue that this is even a more functional version. But the key again is we're not undermining the pull-up itself. It's still a pull-up. As a matter of fact, we're making it better because we're adding that additional stretch reflex that just does not exist in a regular pull-up. And then finally, this one is near and dear to me because I am someone that suffers from a lot of knee pain, but when we do lunges, we don't want to have to abandon this exercise because knee pain is undercutting us once again. Because the lunge is a great exercise. It's definitely an athletic movement for our lower body, but there's a problem. Whenever we lunge forward, anybody that has knee pain will know and be able to sympathize, you might get a burning or stabbing pain in the front of your knee as you step forward. And that's because you're directing a lot of that force anteriorly right through that patellar tendon. But what we can do, as I've covered before, the value of a reverse lunge is immense, because what we're doing is we're still getting the same mechanics at the lower body, but we're taking the force and we're directing it backwards, away from the kneecap. But we still want to be able to alternate and keep this movement going. So instead of going back and just doing alternating reverse lunges, we can turn it into a situation where we turn it into a combo exercise, so that when I do come forward, I switch legs and now I work on a sprinter lunge. The value of the sprinter lunge is as you lean forward and tilt into that sort of sprinter takeoff position, you're now loading the posterior chain. You're once again taking the force off of that anterior knee, eliminating the pain that you might feel, but at the same time, turning this into sort of an anterior-posterior combo that's better than doing just a straight lunge by itself. So you're going to alternate back and forth. Again, a more athletic version, a better version, and more importantly, a safer version in the long run for your knees. So there you have it, guys. There are 5 exercises that you are likely doing. You should be doing lots of them, but hopefully as of today, you're going to be getting more out of them, because 5 little simple tweaks is all you need to make them even better. Guys, it's all about the exercises and how you do them that gives you the differences that you're going to see here with ATHLEAN-X and in all of our training programs. And if you haven't started one of them yet, head over to ATHLEAN-X.com right now. Use our program selector link below this video to find the program that's best suited to you. I put the science back in strength. All these details matter because I know that there's a lot more potential that you have not reached yet because you simply aren't getting the most out of everything you're doing. That's where I feel like as a coach, it's my responsibility to make sure you do. Head over there and use one of our programs. In the meantime, if you found this video helpful, leave your comments and thumbs up below. Let me know what else you want me to cover, and I'll do my best to do that for you in the days and weeks ahead. All right, guys, see you soon.